Hey guys, Sean McHalo bro here. Alright guys, so I honestly didn't really want to make this video, but I kind of have to. I have to correct some things I said in a past, basically leaks video. I have to update it. Otherwise, in the future, people are like, but Sean Dubs, you said. So it is what it is, man. So I do have some new information. Warning you now, it's not exactly great news, right? There is some juicy stuff. I'm going to give you that more towards the end. One of the reasons I don't like making leaks videos anymore is because it turns into like a kill the messenger type situation. So I'm going to give it one more go here. I'm just giving you guys what I've heard, some stuff I've confirmed multiple sources. There is some like heavy speculation, and I will be sure to label that stuff as heavy speculation. So again, just putting this warning out there, don't kill the messenger. Like the stuff I'm giving you, this is not like me making the decision on it, right? Like, don't be like, hey, I don't agree with it. Bro, there's nothing, it's not me. I didn't choose to do this stuff. All right, that's enough qualifying on my statements. Let's do this. So here's the thing, man. I saw hard evidence earlier this year that the Battle Royale that Certain Affinity is working on was targeting fall of 2023. So quite literally about a year from now is when they're going to try to get it out. And that's one of the big things I told you guys in my leaks video from whatever it was like a few months ago. But in the past week, I have confirmed with multiple sources that the Battle Royale recently has just been heavily delayed. And it has been delayed because they're moving it to a new engine. It's believed to be Unreal. I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be on. But anybody who knows anything about game dev knows you can't just switch to a new engine. This is going to be a massive undertaking. And so the Battle Royale could be delayed probably 2 years. It's no longer fall 2023. It may be a 2024, 2025 type thing. So now this has some really heavy implications to me, and we'll talk about it more towards the end of the video. This is just speculation on my part right now. All I know is that it's been delayed in moving to a new engine, so it can only mean, one of two things to me. It's either going to be a totally standalone experience, or it's going to be part of an all-new game. And the reason is because originally this fall 2023 now delayed Battle Royale, it was supposed to just slot into Halo Infinite. Like, it was not going to be a standalone experience. But if they're moving it to a new engine, use your brain, bro. What does that mean? It means it ain't gonna be in Halo Infinite. Game devs can fact check me. I don't think you can build an entire Battle Royale in a totally different engine and then slot that into Halo Infinite. I don't think that's how it works. So that's why I say the Battle Royale is either gonna be a standalone thing now, or it's gonna be put into like a new game, right? Because there's only two options. So sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I am definitely disappointed. You guys know I was excited for the Battle Royale. But look, man, that's what it is. So I think that's why we haven't heard anything about it, So we should not expect, anything about that anytime soon. It seems like it's going to be a 2025 thing, if I had to guess. All right, we were just getting warmed up. You guys ready for the next thing? All right, so recently I made a video about what Brad Sam said about Bonnie Ross leaving 343 and Microsoft. Just to jog your memory, Brad Sam says that she was basically fired. Now, I can confirm people from 343 do watch my videos. I don't think they watch every single one, but they watch them. And so they saw that video, and somehow, some way, some sources reached out to me to correct what Brad Sam said, actually. So what they're saying is that Bonnie Ross really did leave because of a family emergency, and so we're all going to hell. No, but seriously, if we look at the evidence and what I was told, it's not the shakeup that we think it is. It's not a shakeup at all. Now, y'all aren't gonna like this. I'm saying it's not a shakeup. Let's just go through the evidence. Swear to God, I'm just trying to click through this video and find like I always try to find a somewhat flattering picture of people, so it's not like, all right, that'll have to do. So Pierre Hintze, I believe is how you say, he said in this video, I cannot pronounce it right, now head of production of Halo Infinite. Here's the thing, man. Let's go all the way back to 2020, August. When Halo Infinite was delayed, they brought in Joe Staten, right? And he became the new campaign project lead. But at that time, also, they moved up Pierre from being the head of Master Chief Collection to project lead for the game's multiplayer. So he took over multiplayer in 2020, man, when Joe Staten took over campaign. And there's multiple articles from this time period that time period 2 years ago, that confirm this. See, he's joining the Halo Infinite team as project lead for our free-to-play experience. I mean, this says there's a lot you could say on this. So he's been in charge for 2 years on Halo Infinite's free-to-play service, according to this stuff. So now that he's in charge of production, why would anything like change significantly, The point is that this isn't like a real shakeup. This isn't like some whole new person is coming in to lead it. He was already in charge of the whole multiplayer. Now, some people made a really good point to me. Sometimes the comments come through at like a giant corporation like Microsoft. They don't just like get rid of someone like Bonnie Ross. I don't know if you guys know, but like Bonnie Ross was not just head of 343. She was actually an Xbox vice president. Like she was not that far below Phil Spencer. Like she was one of the top Microsoft Xbox executives. They don't just get rid of people like that, especially not just because some people are unhappy with a game. Like that's not a thing. These things are normally very planned out. They don't just like get rid of people. Odds are the roadmap wouldn't just come out and then they would just instantly like get rid of her. It was probably planned beforehand, and that's what the source told me. One of my sources, they said that she had been planned to be leaving already and for some time. So it looks like her leaving right after the roadmap came out, it's more likely to be a coincidence. And again, they're saying it really is because of like a family emergency. That's a hard pill to swallow because we like the story better where the roadmap comes out, the Halo community's upset about it, and then they get rid of Bonnie Ross. They make a change. Like that's the story we want to believe in our heart. So it makes it a hard pill to swallow that the actual thing is it really is a family emergency. She was planning on leaving later, but guess what? If it's a family health emergency, what happens in those situations? Sometimes things get worse, right? And so she had to leave earlier. And if you didn't like that, you'll really love this. So my source said that, and this is 100% speculation, okay? The speculation in 343. So some number of people, I don't know, but who are familiar with the situation, they think, they're speculating within 343 that Bonnie Ross, she was not fired. She was not fired, okay? Bonnie Ross is leaving. She's going to tend to her family emergency, and then she's going to be waiting. Wait for it. She's going to come back and take over Activision after Microsoft finishes acquiring Activision. Now, if you don't know about Activision, they have a lot of like problems right now, a lot of scandals about all kinds of like harassment and toxic workplace. And their current CEO, Bobby Kotick, he is going to be out after Microsoft finishes acquiring Activision. I believe the current information is that he's not going to be CEO anymore, but he will remain on the board. So they're not like fully getting rid of him. And that's a good example, by the way. All the scandals around Activision and everything, and Bobby Kotick is still CEO, right? Think about that. So he's not even gone yet. You think just some backlash from people on YouTube and Reddit and Twitter that Microsoft would just get rid of Bonnie Ross, right? Like think about that. Anyways, it sounds outlandish, but we've got to go back to the fact that Bonnie Ross is a Microsoft executive, an Xbox corporate executive, and they have really built her up over the years due to her accomplishments. When you look at her resume, she happens to be like the perfect person for Microsoft to put in charge of Activision and show like, look, we're going to fix this toxic workplace, and Bonnie Ross is the person to do it. I've said this before in other videos, and this is another hard pill to swallow. Oh my God, this video, I know so many of you guys, there's a lot of hard pills to swallow in this, but here's another hard pill to swallow. The fact is that, in the public's eye, the Halo fans' eyes, 343 and Bonnie Ross, like, it seems like a fail, right? Like, it seems like it's been a fail over the past 10 years. But if you're like a number cruncher at Microsoft and you just care about profits, you would have a much different opinion of Bonnie Ross. We still have no idea how Halo Infinite did, but it did have the most players ever, 20 million players. I'm assuming it made a lot of money. Like, it had to, with all the merchandise and the microtransactions, like, it had to have made money. And Halo 5 was like the most profitable Halo game ever. Like, financially, Halo 5 was a massive success. They made a ton of money off that game. So to Microsoft, Bonnie Ross is someone who makes a lot of money, right? And she has a great resume. So I could definitely see her taking over Activision. I really could. And, that's kind of how the world works sometimes, man. She's probably going to get the last laugh. So better start apologizing now just in case. All right, so I saved the best speculation for the end. Now, this is going to be complete and utter speculation, but kind of not really. So, in the same video that I said that the Battle Royale was originally targeting fall 2023 based off evidence I actually saw, I also saw evidence that Joe Staten is working on a new campaign and that is targeting 2025. I also said that in that video. This year, Joe Staten did hint that he is working on the next Halo campaign. Now, I did hear that the next campaign is not going to be in the Slip Space engine, which would mean it's not a DLC, because again, if it's in a different engine, you can't slot that into Halo Infinite. Now let's go back to 2020. So they brought Joe Staten on to be campaign project lead. He comes in 2020, and then about a year later, we see the Halo Endless trademark pop up, and we know he's working on a new campaign. So we kind of assume that Halo the Endless was a DLC. But now that I've heard that the Battle Royale is also going to a new engine, I'm assuming it's using the same engine that this quote-unquote DLC is using. But bro, if they're making a new campaign in a new engine and now the Battle Royale's in a new engine, you know what that means. It's now more likely that Halo Endless is a new game. And when you take a look at the trademarks, okay, there's a few good Reddits that are tracking this stuff. When you look at the trademark and really read through the trademark application, it seems to imply a new game. It's not 100% sure, but you know, in the description, I mean, one of the first things it says is online gaming entertainment in the nature of computer game tournaments, conducting online contests. So would a campaign DLC really need that, you know, for the trademark? And then you have to ask yourself, would they go through all the trouble to trademark this if it was just a DLC that was going to go into Halo Infinite? Like, it doesn't really make sense. It seems more likely this is a new game, man. And I mean, look at Halo Infinite, right? So Pierre's been in charge of the multiplayer for 2 years now, okay? 1 year before launch and 1 year after. They are so slow with updating Halo Infinite's multiplayer. At this point, we have to take a step back and ask ourselves something, all right? Take a step back. Is 343 just the slowest and most incompetent developer of all time, and they can't get a battle pass ready in some modes and some maps out after a year, and then they got to delay season 3 even more? Like, really, they're the worst developer ever. Or is it because they've already winded down their work on Halo Infinite and they're working on the Halo Endless, the new game? Which one's more likely? What do you think? Like, Pierre is basically credited with helping to save Master Chief Collection. He knows how to fix a game, right? He knows what players want. Yet there's not been much progress on Halo Infinite at all after a year. And even by season 3, there's like, oh, we're going to try to get to 3-month seasons. Come on, man. Like, I don't believe that he could be that incompetent and everyone else is that slow. It's just starting to seem more likely that they're just more focused on this. Like, he's probably the head of production on the multiplayer for this, especially since he's the head of production for Halo Infinite for the entire studio. And same thing with Joe, honestly. Like, in the recent update video they did with the roadmap, Joe was like reading off of like a script, like practically. Like, he needed to bring notes in. He's like, oh yeah, Halo Infinite. Yeah, oh yes, this is what we're doing. He is more focused on the next game. Like, that's what he's doing. That's why he needs notes, right? He's all in on the next game. That's gotta be what it is. Like, come on, man. Joe Staten, one of like the best game developers like ever. I don't know about top 10, but he's definitely one of the most celebrated game developers. That's why everybody is happy he came back. Pierre hints, you watch this video of him, he's obviously a very intelligent person. Fixed Master Chief Collection. Like, really, these two can't get it together and fix Halo Infinite. Like, it's just taking forever. Like, really, for the past year, Pierre and Joe are so focused on Halo Infinite trying to get it done and they can't get anything done. No, man, it's probably because they're working on this damn game. Halo Endless, the trademark, read through it for yourself. I mean, it seems more likely that it's trying to cover an entire brand, an entire new game. I was hesitant about thinking Halo the Endless was a whole new game, but the whole reason I'm even saying this right now is because I heard, again, from multiple sources that the Battle Royale has been, like, significantly delayed and it's moving to a new engine. So now I know, okay, they're making a new campaign in a new engine, and now they're making a new multiplayer in a new engine. They're making because it's a new game. It's not just a little DLC. It's not just a little Battle Royale. They're going all out on Halo Endless. And it really would make more sense that the studio is mostly focused on this and they just have bare minimum resources on Halo Infinite. That would make sense why it's taking forever for them to update the game. So wow, I'm looking at the recording time. This video went way longer than I wanted it to be, but hey, once in a while I like to do one of these for the real OGs on the channel, because you guys, you guys are the only ones that are gonna watch that long. But sometimes we just have to do one of these videos. I mean, this is a big deal, man. I mean, I heard a lot of big news, the fact that Bonnie Ross was not fired, that's what the source is saying. It really does make a lot of sense. And that the Battle Royale is moving to a whole thing. Like when you combine everything together, it's like, yeah, no, they're probably making a new game, man. So if we have to wait another 2 years, well, actually basically 3 years, because I think the earliest the game could come out would be like late 2025. Late 2025. So what is that? So 1, 2, yeah, 3. So damn, 3 years. 3 years from now. So maybe we'll get like a trailer or something in the next couple years or year. I think they're just gonna lean heavily into Forge. They're just gonna like curate as much Forge content as possible. But I don't expect like any more like major things to come to Halo Infinite. I thought the Battle Royale would be like a major addition, but I don't think it's coming. Well, I know it's not coming. I know it's not. Damn, even I have copium about it, because I was like, oh well, if the game can just hold on till the end of next year, we'll get a Battle Royale. It would be great. But that ain't happening. Hey, this was a lot of info. If you happen to watch this far and for some reason not subscribe, drop me a sub, man. But yeah, definitely leave me some comments, because I can make some other videos on this. We can keep talking about it, keep kind of like gaming it out. Look into it for yourself, man. See what you guys think. All right, that's all I got for now. See you guys in the next video.